Assalamu alaikum guys, and welcome to this really important video in which I will guide you the exact strategy which helped me achieve an A star in maths and how you can also follow the same strategy to achieve an A star in A level maths. So if you're wandering around the internet and looking for videos uh, as to guide you how to proceed effectively throughout the year. So this is exactly the video you need. All right, watch this entire video, and I assure you that if you abide by these strategies discussed, you will get nothing less than an A. Nothing less than an A. That's a huge statement from my end, but only if you abide by the strategies discussed, only if you abide by the strategies discussed. All right. So without any further ado, let's start the video. All right. How I got an A star and how you can too. So first of all, let's start off by reviewing the thresholds. So I find it really important to mention here that I set in the June 2025 series, which is the latest series, and I got around 228, not around, but exactly 228 out of 250 marks, which is equivalent to 91.25%, which is an A star, right? This is the marks I got in my actual CAI exam, right? And the threshold this year was really high, and which was 224, which means that you had to get above 224 in order to secure an A star. All right. This is the mark. This is the marks you needed to get. So I'm not going to lie, getting an A star is difficult, but with that being said, it's manageable. It's achievable. All right. So the journey is going to be difficult, but certainly not impossible. You have to stay consistent and work daily, especially in the last couple of months. All right. So I got 224 out of 250, and I will discuss the individual breakdown of the component grades as well. So in paper one, which is paper one, pure mathematics paper one, I got 70 out of 75. And stats one exam, I got 42 out of 50. And this is AS level I'm talking about, AS level. And as far as A2 level is concerned, I got in my pure maths P3 exam, I got 69 out of 75. And in the stats 2, I got 47 out of 50. So these are the marks I personally got, which landed me an A star grade. And if I am being honest with you here, I did not even put my 100%. But if you follow the strategy which I'm going to shortly discuss, then I guarantee you that you will surely achieve your desired grade. All right. So without any further ado, let's jump straight into that strategy you should be following. And again, this is the only video you need to watch for that particular strategy, and you don't need to wander around YouTube anymore looking for someone to guide you as to how to actually achieve the grade. All right. So it's going to be a two-phase strategy. All right. So two-phase. And obviously you are starting from zero, right? Starting from zero. It's going to be a two-phase strategy. Step one and 2. All right, step 1 and step 2. Now, this strategy is the same for both AS and A level. Same for AS and A2 level, meaning that this is the same strategy uh, you need to put up in the first year as well as the second year. All right. So let's dive into the step 1. So what is step 1? Step number 1 is notes plus topical. All right, notes plus topical. It sounds simple. Let me explain it further to clear out, to eliminate any ambiguities. The first thing you want to do, and first thing which I did, was to make notes. And now what this is a very important step that many students skip. This is a really important step. So what you need to do is that you need to learn the concepts, and not only learn the concepts, but also make proper notes of it. Notes in a really synchronized and organized manner in your notebook, right? What I've seen good students do make this mistake, that what they do is that they just watch a YouTube video regarding the concept and they do not make notes. So what happens is that one night before the exam, they are having trouble recalling the stuff, and as a result, they end up rewatching the videos again. So this is not something you should do. You should firstly, the moment you start learning a concept, you should make proper notes of it. All right. And now the question is, from where must you get the notes? Right? Notes must come from a reliable place. So let me tell you that I have personally studied, let me write it down. I have personally studied under the official author, the official author of A levels of math book, of Cambridge math book for 3+ years. All right. And what I have studied under him, I have improvised his concepts in the form of notes. And I can also provide you those notes in a one-on-one tuition session. One-on-one tuition session. That way I can provide you with the notes, with the best notes improvised from a student's perspective. All right. So I know there are teachers who there are teachers in the market who teach really well, but they can never, but they fail to relate to this, to the problems of the student. So I have designed my notes in such a manner that I have overcome this barrier. All right. And these notes and the concepts in those notes specifically helped me achieve this grade here. All right. So first thing, you can contact me and I will teach you on a one-on-one tuition session. And if that's not possible, then you can come up with an other reliable source. Uh, say, let's say you have a teacher who is really good at teaching, so you can study under him, or through any other YouTube source which you personally find reliable. All right, and but the key takeaway here is that you make notes. All right, because this is a really important point in you achieving that grade you desire. All right, so let's say you have made the notes. If you're not studying under me, you have made it through some other manner, through some other means. All right. Then what you need to do is that you need to do topicals. All right. You need to do topicals. So the way is this is going to work here is that, let's say we have 10 chapters. Let's say we have 10 chapters, all right? And you start off with chapter number one. Chapter number one. You do chapter number one and you study the concepts. You study the concepts and you make proper notes. Make proper notes. And by proper, I am again emphasizing on the fact that it should be as much detailed as possible. All right. Each and every concept. If the teacher is good enough, then he will surely provide you, he or she will surely provide you with proper notes. And I can also provide you with proper notes if you are a one-on-one session with me. All right. My notes specifically contain every possible problem that students can encounter. All right. So you can contact me for a one-on-one session, or you can trust any other source which you find trustworthy. All right. So this is step one. Make proper notes. Once you are crystal clear, once the concepts are crystal clear to you and you have the notes, then you want to jump on to the topicals, right? Then you want to do the topicals and at least 15 questions of each chapter and 15 past paper questions, right? The ones that have already been tested in the exam, all right? And now now the topicals are generally available online, but if you cannot find them online, then I would recommend you buy a topical booklet from any of your local past paper shop. I'm sure you can find one. Then you can buy topicals and start practicing topicals. So I hope this is crystal clear. What you need to do, make notes and then do topicals, at least 15 questions of each chapter involving different varieties of questions. All right. So this is our first step, right? And so on. You do chapter 2, 3, 4, 5, all the way to 10. All right. Now, once you are done with it, once you have studied the chapter, made notes, and done all the topicals, now your 90% of your preparation is done, right? 90% of your prep is already done, is already done. But at the same time, I must warn you that 10% of it is still left. And for that 10%, you need to follow step two, step number two, which is yearly. All right. So on the website, such as Rove papers, you can find yearlies or even topicals on websites such as Rove papers or Papa Cambridge, etc. There are so many websites there on which you can find yearlies. I'm sure that would not be a problem. But my point here is that after you have done 90% of your preparation, which is this, which we already discussed, now you move on to step number two, starting with the yearlies. So from what I have observed, I've done plenty of yearlies, and believe me, dozens and dozens, right? So what I have observed that the most important yearlies are the most recent ones. All right. So you should start backwards. Let's say you're appearing in 2026. So you should start doing 2025 papers first, then 24, then 23, 22, 21, right? So this is the order you should be moving in. this is the particular order that you should be moving in, because this is the most important, and I will tell you why. And going on, least important. Now I remember in my exam was pretty similar. My P3 exam, especially, was pretty similar to this 2024 winter series, in fact. All right. So there is an observable trend observed in the patterns of the papers, which, uh, wait, let me give you an example to make more sense. I don't think it would make sense otherwise. Let's say if you look at pre 2020 papers, all right, if you look at pre 2020 papers, they follow a similar trend, right? Because I've done 2018, 2019 papers, I've seen that they follow a similar trend. By that I mean, first couple of questions are of the same topic. If you go back to some of the pre-20 papers, this this topic of logs, linear law specifically, linear law specifically was tested a lot in the starting few questions, and then it moved on to some others more similar questions. So the point here is that from what I have observed, that pre 2020 papers hold a similar trend, a similar observable trend in this question style and the question pattern. So they are very similar. Similarly, pre 2015 papers are similar, and pre 2025 papers are also very similar. So there is a high probability that your paper in which you are going to appear is going to be very similar to the papers in the prior years, right? So you want to practice those papers first to time yourself. Let me write it down. Practice early, starting from the most the most recent years, right? With the most recent years, all the way to whatever time allows you to do, right? If you have sufficient time, you can go all the way back to 2015, but I won't recommend you doing 2015 or even pre 2020 papers 2 days before your exam, right? If you have sufficient time and you have already done papers from the last 5 years, then then only I would recommend you going any any place back. All right. So this is the strategy regarding yearlies, and yearlies are really good uh, for you to time yourself and actually get the real exam-like experience. All right. So you have to start with the most recent, all the way back to whatever time allows you to. All right. So this is a guaranteed strategy, right? If you follow this strategy, if you study under me, I can personally guide you quite effectively, pinpoint the exact exam techniques that you need to apply. But if you need study somewhere else, then also you can surely follow this strategy, because it's the exact same strategy that distinction holders also follow. All right. So if you need to contact me, if you need to contact me, the number is given in the description below. Number given in description. All right. Reach out to me and I will assist you in the best possible manner. All right. So this is it. I hope you follow this strategy and I hope that you achieve your desired grade, and best of luck. All the wishes for your exam. Thank you so much. Allah Hafiz.